We're going to talk about EDM music. We're going to talk about a DJ who is our guest here. My name is Ashi. I'm your host.
And this is your co-host Nirupama Srinivas. Welcome to the Basic Travel Podcast. Today we've got with us Chinmay Prasanna, who goes by KewCumber. He's a DJ, and we're going to talk about electronic dance music or EDM. Chinmay, feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Chinmay and I'm doing my engineering in PS College right now. And basically, I'm a DJ and I produce my own music as well. I started with electronic music around like 5, 6 years ago, and now I produce mainly techno.
Mm-hmm,
So that's all you guys need to know about me, I guess.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what's the three best things you've seen, heard, or experienced over the past 2 weeks? So,
For
basically,
the
I'm going to take
past
this.
2 weeks, in the past 2 weeks, I don't think I have really seen or experienced anything because I've just been sitting at home. But
Haven't we all?
yeah, I think the most exciting thing I've seen are live streams of other guys playing for us. This is a really bad time to ask what's the most exciting thing you've seen, right?
That's
No,
exactly
because
why
that's
we
the
asked
most
you that.
interesting thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the
Because you
most
get the weirdest
exciting
stuff.
thing I would have seen is a bunch of dudes playing their live streams for us. That's all.
Who have we seen in particular?
Okay, in particular, there's this DJ. She's called Charlie the Bee. She's from France. She did a live stream a couple of days ago, and I think that was pretty exciting because of like the view, basically the view where she did it. It had like a really nice view, and she's playing really nice music, and you can just vibe with it. And when you're sitting at home like this with and you have nothing to do, that kind of a vibe gives you inspiration to do some stuff, like some inspiration to start producing, some inspiration to start mixing on your own, some inspiration to work on what you like. So yeah, that was the most exciting thing for me because that just gave me a rush of inspiration, and I have been working nonstop since then actually,
Mm-hmm.
after I
And
saw
this
that.
DJ makes the same kind of music as you, or she has like a different genre?
No, it's the same kind of music. Maybe it's a different subgenre, but it's the same genre.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Was it
Um,
very weird having like a live show but with no crowd? Because any DJ I've seen, their biggest asset they have is crowd interaction.
and the
All they
Yeah,
crowd
have
is
is
yeah,
massive
crazy
people
energetic.
going.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's true. But these live streams, they're not doing it actually for the crowd, right? They're just doing it because their fans like the kind of music they play. And I'm like one of those fans. I like the kind of music they play. I don't really care about the crowd and all. I just
Hmm.
listen to her because I like the kind of music she plays, and she gives me inspiration with the way she plays.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it was any less exciting than any other live gigs I've seen.
Mm-hmm. So, Chinmay, I've got a question for you. What got you in this particular genre? When did you start listening to EDM? And I mean, was there a particular point where you said, okay, cool, this is why I'm getting into EDM? What's the reason for that?
Okay, so I think this was around ninth grade, and one of my friends told me, "Dude, you should check out this software called Virtual DJ. It's a really nice software." So I just started working with Virtual DJ that time. That is a software I use to mix right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started working with that software, and initially I tried mixing songs by One Republic and Linkin Park and songs like that, songs which you don't normally mix in clubs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into YouTube. I started searching how to make songs in Virtual DJ, and it gave me these two songs. This song called "Animals" by Martin Garrix, and this song called "Toulouse" by Nicky Romero.
Mm-hmm.
And those two songs, those were actually the first two songs I've ever mixed in my life. And out of those, the song called "Animals" by Martin Garrix was the one that got me into EDM. It got me hooked onto EDM because I just like that different vibe It had like a totally different energy to the song. It was like none other EDM songs you've heard at that time. This was around like 6 years ago.
Yeah, I think this is
And
one of the most famous EDM songs I've ever heard too.
Animals by Martin
Yeah,
Garrix.
yeah.
Yeah, true. That is actually a stepping stone for big room music. Big room is a genre of electronic music,
Mm-hmm,
and that I can say that it boosted that genre even more because big room wasn't really in the scene that time.
mm-hmm,
And when that song by Martin Garrix came out, it really blew up. But the reason I think I like that song is because he is so talented. He made that song when he was 17 years old, and it became the biggest hit in the world. So I
mm-hmm,
was really inspired by that talent.
mm-hmm.
So is that the only software that you used was Virtual DJ, or have you moved on now, like and like started doing more premium software, or have you still
Uh,
stuck with that?
no, not really. I still use only Virtual DJ. I tried using other softwares like Serato and Recordbox, but they weren't really they didn't really fit my style of DJing. And Virtual DJ, I could really use it very well and innovatively, I guess. So I stuck with that. Um, but there are other softwares too which I tried, like Serato, which came with my mixer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really use them because they're not that user friendly.
Okay.
But Virtual DJ is.
So, Chinmay, you've been performing at a lot of parties and events, right? And I mean, I don't know exactly what arachnid is, but can you tell me a little more about that?
Okay, so Arachnid was, I guess you can call it a business venture.
Mm-hmm,
Me and one of my friends in college started this event management company called Arachnid Network. So basically, what we did was host parties at different clubs. And we used to call the DJs, we used to call the crowd, we used to get the promoters to promote for our event. And
mm-hmm,
this was I don't think I was focusing on the money as much as I was focusing on the the party itself, because I wanted to play in those parties. And it's really hard for DJs to get gigs right now, because it's such a saturated market.
mm-hmm,
There's DJs everywhere. You can find one, at least like 10 DJs in the same locality you're living in.
mm-hmm,
So it's a really saturated market. So what I wanted to do with this Arachnid was to basically get myself more gigs. And my friend wanted to get into this business as well. So it was a good opportunity for both of us. And so we started Arachnid.
So, I mean, what do you think, apart from the fact that the market is very saturated, is the biggest challenge of being a DJ?
I guess the biggest challenge of being a DJ right now is not your mixing skills. Sorry, you can build your talent at home. You can just hustle your way for like 3 4 years, and you have the talent to get up there, get up to where Martin Garrix is, where Nicky Romero is.
Mm-hmm,
But the biggest problem is going to be networking. You will have to meet a lot of people. You will have to build good relationships with a lot of people. And I think that's where many DJs, even myself, get stuck, because there's no really one way to network, right? It's all different people, it's all different types to talk with them. So I guess if anyone wants to become a DJ, they'll have to learn their people skills first,
mm-hmm,
and then maybe they can work on their talent, because even this is a really important aspect of this industry,
mm-hmm.
talking with people.
What did you call when you guys did your events? What all DJs did you call, and who was like the most famous one?
So
That
our headliners for our events was this DJ called Jonas Montero. He's a really big DJ in Bangalore, one of the best, I might say. Like there are really few DJs in Bangalore who are at like a top level, and he's one of them. He's a very professional person too, and he was I could say he was the best pick for our party, because he handled himself really well in a party, and he just gave us a smooth experience, and it was a fun experience. And other DJs we called opening these guys who opened for us. They were called Radio Clouds. Even they're pretty much up there, but they're not as big as the other DJs in Bangalore. And I think we had called one more pair of DJs. They were called Pearl Eyes. Even they're pretty good, but I couldn't make them headliners, because people wanted to come and see Jonas Montero, but they hadn't heard of Pearl Eyes. So we just got Pearl Eyes and Radio Clouds to open for us because they just set the mood for the crowd, and Jonas
Mhm.
Montero just killed it at the party.
Right. So, how many of these parties have you played at, and what is your favorite song? I mean, or your favorite mix to play at these?
I've played it, I think, around 11 to 12 parties,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. And my favorite song would be I think have you heard of this song called "Wake Me Up" by Avicii?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be my favorite song because when you play that song, everyone just starts singing it and everyone just goes crazy because let's face it, Avicii was very well loved.
Yeah. I mean,
He was
everybody
a
knows that
really
song.
talented DJ. Yeah, and everyone just goes crazy for that song.
So, what is one thing you feel that DJing or making music gives you that nothing else does?
I think it gives me an escape from a reality. If you can understand that, I don't. I hope that's not like really too deep or cliche,
Mm-hmm. No,
but
it makes sense.
yeah, it just gives me an escape from reality. Like when I just start mixing or when I start producing, it's like I'm a part of another world,
Mm-hmm.
and working on that, it just gives me a sense of joy and connection to the music itself,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something I really enjoy while making music or mixing music too. But if you ask me about DJing, I think it's about the crowd. Like if I'm DJing and I see the crowd just vibing to my songs over there, they're just putting their drinks up there like, "Hey, we like you, we like you." That really makes me happy, because I'm able to make so many people enjoy their time by playing the music I like, and in turn they're liking the music too.
Right.
So it's like a connection to the crowd too.
Mm-hmm. What is your best gig and what's your worst gig?
Okay, so I think my best gig would be I'm sure you know the Secret Assignment. It's our very own freshers party.
Nope, I
So
don't. Oh,
yeah,
right. Okay, so Ashish, in college we've got the official freshers and our seniors host an unofficial freshers for us. So this is called the secret assignment.
Oh yeah, it's done everywhere.
Yeah, it's there
Secret
everywhere.
assignment. Wow.
Yeah, so we call it the
You
secret
guys have a name
assignment.
for it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's been
this
going
is
on
not
for like
something
a
I
couple of
have
years now.
attended, but Chinmay has attended this, and I think he DJed for this year, right?
Yeah, last year's.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping one of
Yeah.
our college professors wouldn't accidentally sign on to this, but yeah.
Yeah, so that was my best gig.
And if they have, just tell the other teachers also to just like, share, and subscribe to this podcast because we give you
See,
good
there's
info
a
on the
difference
students.
between product placement and putting the product in the podcast. Okay.
Yeah,
Chinmay, what
sure.
was the worst gig you've ever been to? I mean, worst gig you've ever performed at?
Okay, so the worst gig I've ever performed at was this hotel in Bangalore.
Hmm.
And I guess I guess it made it worse because of the lack of crowd over there. There was not a single soul on the dance floor.
Hmm.
And for us DJs, it's really hard to play to an empty crowd because we read off of the crowd's energy and their reactions and play songs according to it.
Hmm.
And that empty crowd just made it really hard to decide what to play. So you could say I was just having fun on the stage. I called a couple of my friends. We started going back to back. We started playing songs in reverse.
Hmm.
It was pretty fun, but yeah, it was the worst gig I've played.
You played a song in reverse.
Yeah, we got bored on stage, so we started playing songs on reverse.
I mean, nobody was going to criticize you anyway, right?
Yeah, there was no one to criticize. So only the promoters were like, "Hey, what are you doing?" and all, but we didn't care because it was the promoter's job to get the crowd, and there was no crowd over there.
Hmm.
Not our fault.
So, I mean, we both the metalheads. What do you think of metal and rock and?
Honestly, I've never actually listened to metal or rock. I think the closest I've listened to rock is Linkin Park. Do you call Linkin Park rock?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, Linkin Park is the most rock I've listened to, and I used to listen to Linkin Park a lot back in the days, like when I was in third grade, fourth grade. That's got me into music, I guess.
Hmm.
Linkin Park, Green Day. I used to listen to those bands, but not really a metalhead or a rock fan.
Hmm. I think every guest we've got, it's always, you know what, Linkin Park got me into music. The last one was a band from PS as well. They were like, hey, you know what? I started playing the keyboard because of Linkin Park.
Oh, nice. But
And
I
it's
wouldn't say I got into music because of Linkin Park. Um, I started listening to that kind of music because of Linkin Park. I used to
no, no,
listen
no.
to music
What I
before,
mean to
but
say is, it's so sweet that Linkin Park had such an
yeah,
impact on all of us. Everybody's always like, hey, you know what? I started playing the drums because of Linkin Park. Linkin Park is my all-time favorite band.
yeah, it's true. It had a very big fan base and it was a very lovable band.
Yeah, dude, of course.
Hmm.
So, your DJing name? Okay, Ashish, just repeat the same question. You're not even talking. Uh,
No, no,
so
dude, I have controversial questions which I don't know if I should ask.
You
ask
can go
it.
Like,
ahead.
If it's not okay, we'll cut
like
it out.
no, no, I like okay. So one of the questions that I had was what you define as a proper DJ. Because like I have friends who like in like apartment parties, they go to the music player, they take their phone and they start playing songs. They're like, yeah, bro, I'm DJ.
I think they have
Okay,
Spotify too.
that is not a DJ at all because many
Yeah,
people
because
have this
so many
misconception
levels
that
of
being
DJ.
a DJ is really easy, but that is not at all because being a DJ takes a lot of hard work. You need to know your music exactly. You need to know where the drums come in. You need to know where the melody comes in, and you have to mix accordingly. So it takes a lot of strategic thinking and a lot of time to practice. So I guess what would make a good DJ is knowing your songs first. You have to know your songs from the first beat of the song to the last, and you have to know how to read the crowd. Like if there's no crowd, they're all just by the bar having drinks. You need to play those kind of songs which will get them onto the dance floor. You need to play the songs in that way which will get them onto. You need to use a lot of effects. You need to use different loops and stuff. You need to mix two songs differently so that they come to the dance floor and they start vibing with your songs. Because the whole point of a party is people dancing and enjoying the party. It's not just some people by the bar having drinks, right? So yeah, those are the two most important parts to being a DJ: knowing your song and reading the crowd.
Mhm. Shilma, if you could ban one EDM song or one song from the genre you're into, which would it be and
From the
why?
genre I'm into,
Yeah,
uh okay, I know I don't think I would ban any song from the genre I'm into
I think you're the
because
nicest guest we've had so far.
no, like techno is a really different genre from the other genres, dude. It it is a very connecting genre. It connects people together. It is not the kind of music you would listen to when you're going in the bus or on the train or something.
Hmm. What do you hate
And
about these parties?
I hate about parties.
If you could point out one thing about the party scene in Bangalore.
Okay, about the party scene in Bangalore, I would say it's the promoters.
Hmm.
Because for the DJs in Bangalore who are coming up now, they find it really hard to get there because the promoters just want DJs who would warm up the crowd for them and then just go. They won't give them cash. They won't make the payments.
What would you change about the EDM scene or the party scene in Bangalore?
In Bangalore, I would say I to the promoters, I would tell them to hire talent instead of people who can get crowd because that's what many of the promoters focus on now. They just want the DJs to get the crowd. It's the job of the promoters to get the crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they give that job to the DJs. They're like, bro, you push 30 passes, I'll give you a gig. That's not how it should work. They should recognize their talent. There should be like, please come and play for us, so that their party can be a good one. They shouldn't ask the DJs to call crowd, push passes, and they should give them payment. That is an important thing, because if they don't give them payment, what's the motivation for DJs to get more gigs? If they
Mm-hmm.
start thinking that this is how all the promoters are, they're going to be discouraged as hell.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Do you think the payment and all that will be affected even more by our current situation? Because most bars are not making any business now, and most bars will probably close down.
Yeah.
Because like I know, like I personally know like three or four great places to perform which have closed down because of this.
Yeah, I think because of this situation, it's going to get really hard for DJs from now on. Even the promoters too. Because if you can't host parties, where are you going to get money from if that's what you're making a living out of? And yeah, so in the future, I think the promoters might find it hard to make the payments for the DJs even more than they did initially, but they have to figure out some way to do it, man, because you can't keep using DJs like that for your parties just for your own good. You can't use them. I'd say they have, even though I don't have a solution for it, they would have to find it. They'll
Mm-hmm.
have to come up with some way to get the DJs and make their time worth.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
Chinmay,
Chinmay?
you're called Cucumber, right? That's spelled KEWCUMBER, right?
Yeah.
How do you come up with that name? I remember
Okay,
that was
so
your Insta ID like years ago.
yeah, that name had nothing to do with music at all. So I think in like sixth or seventh grade, I wanted to make a YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
and that was called the Cucumber. And I got inspired to keep that name after seeing this YouTuber called the Gaming Lemon.
Mm-hmm.
I watched his videos a lot, and then I was like, hey, let me start a YouTube channel. I kept my name as the Cucumber,
Mm-hmm.
and I started making videos, but then I gave up on that because
What did you post in this channel?
okay, on that channel I posted like gameplays of Prince of Persia, some football videos, and some weird video of me doing.
Yeah, Ashish, continue.
No, he was talking about his gaming thing, right?
He was talking about his gaming career. Yes.
There was no career at all.
The
No, I'm not a
short-lived
gamer. Actually. I used to play V back then, and I got inspired by the Gaming Lemons video. So I thought, why not make a video of my own? I
Hmm.
literally had one video of me gaming. The rest were football videos, and there was one more video of me doing some weird shit with my eye.
I need to watch this. What were you doing?
Such a
Is
bad
that channel
description.
still there?
I used to fold my eye up and then put it up.
Oh my god.
I made that
God.
video
Oh
in
my
my
god, dude.
world to see. Yeah.
So like, is this channel still there? I'm just asking, not like I'm ever going to check it.
Yeah, it's there, but it's on a different name now, so I
Okay,
doubt you'll
what is the
find
name?
it. Uh,
She's gonna check it for sure. She's gonna look at
I have YouTube on right now. What are you talking about?
it.
I'm not sure though, but I think it's called the Cucumber.
Okay.
The Cucumber.
Ashish, continue, dude. I'll just check this eye bending video and I'll get back.
Okay, I am more than happy to chat about whatever little bit of gaming anyone has in them. Which game
This
did you play
guy
again? You said.
came to me in November and then he goes, hey Nirupama, download games of Epic. You know, all the games are free right now. So Ashish will talk to you about gaming for hours.
Yeah, dude, Epic Game Store is amazing. They're giving like free games every week, but they're giving like free indie games every week. So
Oh,
there's
Yeah,
this
yeah,
weird
I
rule
heard
that
that they
people
gave
don't really know.
GTA 5 for like a week or something.
Yeah, so now there's this big sale going on. So they're giving like these really massive games, but usually they give like these little indie gems which people don't really play, but people should play. It's brilliant.
Mm.
Where all have you played now? Like, which is like your biggest performing venue and stuff like that?
Like I said, my biggest performance was for the Secret Assignment.
Hmm.
I played that gig in Indigo XP in Kormangla, and I really liked the crowd over there. It was all people from my own college. It was juniors from my college, and
TSA.
they were vibing really hard to
Hmm.
the music I was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the best party I've played till now.
Mm-hmm.
Does that place like cater to parties more than other places do, or was it just the crowd that day?
It's just a crowd that day. That is really a small club compared to the other clubs in Bangalore, like Tico and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
it was really the crowd that made it such a wonderful evening.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite like indie artist? Like you said that the DJ scene is saturated. Who's your favorite like small DJ that you think deserves more views, deserves more listeners?
Okay, so there's this DJ called Paji. He's a German DJ, and I really like his music because his music is influenced by Indian music. He plays a lot
Ah,
of tabla, he plays a lot of sitar, and in almost most of his songs, he introduces his violin. And in fact, he does it live when he's playing in gigs. It just makes his music so much more exciting. He plays techno as well, so he introduces techno in violin in techno. It's his music is really enjoyable, and you could listen to it anytime.
Mm-hmm.
You can just be sleeping in the night and you can listen to it, doze off, or you could wake up in the morning and the first thing you could do is listen to his music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the I could say Paji is the guy who got me into techno. Out
Okay.
of EDM, Paji got me into techno.
Mm-hmm.
have you met any of your heroes in this DJ business? Like people
I've
who
actually
inspired
met
you?
Paji. I've gotten a picture with him. I talked to him for a while. I told him, bro, I'm gonna come to your next gig for sure. He's like, yeah, man, come. I put you on the guest list and shit. That was such a fun evening for me. I mean, I got to meet the guy who got me into techno, and he legit said, yeah, bro, come. I'll put you on the guest list. I think if you're a DJ and if that's the person who you like the most, that is the best thing that can happen to you is the person recognizing you and
Hmm.
saying and treating you as an equal and being friendly with you. it,
Mm-hmm.
it's really exciting in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite non-techno, non-EDM artist or song?
uh I guess it'll be Sweater Weather by the Neighborhood.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I really like that song. Back when I wasn't into techno or EDM, I used to listen to that song non-stop,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really my favorite song until like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Even after I got into EDM, that song really put me in the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess that'll be my favorite song.
What is your favorite instrument?
Instrument.
Not your mixer,
Uh
not drums.
yeah, okay. No, it'll be the flute. I
Mm-hmm.
used to play the flute before. I practiced for around 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I guess it'll be the flute because it's a really tough instrument to play if you look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really easy to play, but it's really difficult to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy playing it.
It's nice. So, did you play like the Carnatic? I mean, did you play classical or?
Yeah, yeah, I play classical.
Mm-hmm.
As a DJ, right, who's into this kind of modern stuff, what's your opinion about like famous music or like your chart playing music?
You mean the mainstream EDM?
Yes.
They are pretty good, but they all sound the same to me right now. You can take any two tracks or by two different artists, and they're going to sound pretty much the same. They'll have the same chords, they'll have the same, almost the same melodies, the same drums. It just doesn't make it that much exciting anymore unless some artist comes along with a different type of mainstream genre. I think the mainstream genre is not really something that I would be interested in right now, because it all sounds too robotic to me. It just doesn't sound natural. It sounds like it's made too much on a computer. Like, yeah, electronic music is made on a computer, but it sounds too robotic.
Who do you think was the most influential on like this burst of EDM onto the scene? Because like when I was thinking about this, right, my main like two main artists that I came up with or that I could think about was David Guetta and Skrillex. Because like they're like two big artists that I remember when like people talk about EDM or electronic music. Who's like your two biggest artists? Like, how many of the biggest artists that actually helped EDM go from a sort of side music? Because it it wasn't as big like even like 1 decade ago, EDM wasn't as big as it is today.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think if you ask me, a decade ago, there were not many DJs. There were not many DJs everywhere, and I think the DJs who helped drive this scene forward were, um, for Big Room, I would say it's Martin Garrix. It's just my honest opinion, but it'll be Martin Garrix, because after his track came out, the Big Room scene just really burst. But as an EDM as a whole, for EDM as a whole, I think it would be DJs like Carl Cox and Eric Prida and Richie Houghton. They're all really underground DJs, but they're the ones who came up with this kind of music. They're the ones who started electronic music, and yeah, I would say it's their music that helped drive the scene forward. I'm sure you would have heard of Tiesto also.
Yeah.
Even he was really influential on electronic music. The mainstream DJs now are just copying what everyone else did before,
Mm-hmm.
but these people really gave it a boost
Mm-hmm.
back when EDM was just played in warehouses and it was really underground stuff. They gave it a boost and made it like, you know, chart music.
In your favorite genre that you say, like, which is the one song that everyone likes that you just can't seem to get behind, and why?
Um, I really don't think there's any song like that, man. I love every song in techno. Every song is different because it has its own unique element to it. It just makes it different from the rest of the songs. So there's not really like one song I don't like in techno. I just love all the songs in techno. You could play me a bunch of random new songs that I haven't heard, and I can assure you that I pretty much save at least 4 or 5 of them to my playlist because I vibe with them so hard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think there's any song I wouldn't like in techno.
Mm-hmm. Why do you choose EDM or techno out of all the different genres of music?
So I guess this started about a year ago. I went to my first rave in I'm pretty sure you've heard of Kitiko, the Lalita
Mm-hmm.
Shok.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to my first rave over there. There was a DJ called Lily Palmer who was playing
Mm-hmm.
music that time, and I think that's the most I've enjoyed myself at any party, even till now, even till this date. That was the most I've enjoyed myself at any party, because that music was like, bro, this is too good. It was just beats going on and on non-stop. There was not a single minute where there weren't some drums in the background, where there wasn't some melodic element to that song in the background. It was just going on and on continuously till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I need to get into this kind of music. This is the kind of music I like.
Mm-hmm.
I went home. I started researching on various techno artists, and then I came across this particular artist called Stefan Bodzin. So what he does is basically he makes everything live. he doesn't touch the mixer at all, so he's not your typical DJ.
Mhm.
He plays his own melodies, he plays his own chords, he synthesizes using a synthesizer, and he modulates it, meaning he, what do you say, he changes the song by
Mhm.
using different effects, different filter knobs, different automations, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I think what I really like about techno is you can use anything to make techno. Like you can just bang your head against a table and you can make that a kick drum.
Mhm.
You can just use some spoon and hit it against the door and you can make that some kind of background element.
Ashish,
So tech,
banging your head against the door. You should try this.
No, I think I'd
you
rather
should
not
sample
get
that
brain
and send
damage.
it to me. I'll try making a song out of it.
Yeah,
I'd
no.
rather
If
not
you
get
if you
brain damage.
want any guinea pig, like I'm telling you right now, like Ashish is there.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Put me
Yeah,
up as a guinea pig. Sure.
yeah, why not?
No, that's
If there's
cool.
anything gaming related, then sure. Put me up as a guinea pig.
Dude, this guy was a
What's
pro gamer before, bro. What are you talking about?
Pro gamer.
He used to do that stuff with his eyes and all.
As a gamer?
The channel did have gaming, right?
No, dude. YouTube channel and pro gamer are very different, man.
yeah,
Pro
they're
gamer
very
is
different.
in like hours and hours of practice
He was
trying to get
on his
that
way to
perfect
become a
move
pro gamer. I think you're underestimating his talent here.
With that, even I am on my way to becoming a pro gamer.
Like,
Okay, who are
not
we
just
talking
you,
about here?
about you, dude.
Me, I'm not a pro gamer at all. I've gamed for like
This guy didn't
maximum
realize
of
that till
This is
now.
this is exactly like that Mari Mary situation. You know you're wrong, but you still fight on.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Okay,
no,
yeah.
Nirupama, I'm not a pro gamer.
For a question,
Mm-hmm.
for a question, the the biscuits, right? Is it Mari or Mary?
It's Mari.
Dude, it's Mary. See? Oh, God.
It's called Mari everywhere. You wouldn't go to some person and say, Uncle, one packet Mary biscuit, buddy.
The
He'd say,
last
Uncle,
guess that
Mari.
Mary. I think we should ask every one of our guests this question. Is it Mary or is it Mary? Until I finally get proven right because y'all are wrong.
Even the ads say Mari biscuits.
Dude,
The
nobody.
company themselves say Mari biscuits.
It's a
See,
proper noun, so you can pronounce it any way you want. Doesn't really matter.
yeah, see,
You
see,
win,
No, but it,
Nirupama. It's called
see.
Mary.
Thank you. Thank you.
no, but the company calls it something. You
The
can't just be
company
like,
will
oh,
call
no,
it
no,
whatever
sometimes.
they want.
Yeah, and
It doesn't
you can't.
necessarily mean that you are right.
No, no, but like I can't go to Chinmay. I can't just change his name there.
Yeah,
Well, honestly, I think many people get my name wrong. They call me Chinmay, Chinmai, and stuff like that.
okay, that's sad, dude. I don't know how you can get a name like Chinmay. Okay, Nirupama, yeah, fine. There is some possibility of error there, but
I doubt there's no possibility of error in Nirupama. It's just four
believe me, people
syllables.
have got my name wrong.
Okay, cool.
It's been Niharika for years in school.
Niharika. How do you get Niharika from Nirupama?
I don't know, dude. See, like there was this other girl called Niharika in my class, and I don't no, she was never in my right. She was actually never in my class. But then teachers all ended up calling me Niharika, and then there was this one teacher who called me Nirupma for some reason for a whole year.
So there was this one teacher that called you by your name for the whole year.
No, no, my name is Nirupama. She called me Nirupma.
Oh, okay.
Did
I
you
didn't
not?
hear that.
Oh my god.
Nirupma.
Yeah, she called me
Nirupama.
Nirupma for a whole year. Yeah, but Chinmay, dude, you can't get Chinmay wrong. Okay, cucumber, I get it. People calling you Prasanna
Oh,
instead of
you can
Chinmay,
get
that also
Chinmay
I
wrong.
get.
So many people think it's Chinmay because it has M-A-Y in the end. They're like, oh yeah, it sounds like me. Let me call him Chinmay.
So, like, if what do you think should be the ideal spelling of your name for people to pronounce it right?
The ideal spelling is the right spelling. It is Chinmay. They
No,
should
but
call
if
it
you
how it
wanted
is pronounced.
everybody in the world to pronounce your name Chinmay instead of Chinmay or whatever they're pronouncing it, what would you spell your name as?
I
Probably
guess
put
I
two
could
A's.
I think you should put an I in the end.
see if you
No,
put.
but
That's what I was thinking. But if you put an I in the end, they're gonna think it's a girl.
yeah, it's
That
gonna become
sounds
Yeah, but
very
Chinmay.
people
girl.
already call you Chinmayi, right?
Yeah,
Ah,
that is
yeah.
also there. It doesn't matter anymore. I've gotten used
Good podcast.
to
Banter.
Yes. Lockdown banter, we're all bored and depressed.
it.
Oh, Chinmay, what do you hate about the lockdown, dude?
About the lockdown, I miss partying,
Apart
man.
from the fact that you can't get out of the house.
Nothing apart from that fact. I actually love the lockdown
Same.
because it's
Like
been
this.
so productive for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's been productive here too, but dude, like, I think it's always the sense of impending doom that you're gonna get COVID and like, I don't know.
I think that's just 2020. I think it's
Yeah,
just this year.
yeah, that's true. Like, there's this YouTube channel, and my mom saw that, and apparently, some guy said some really bad shit will happen and all. Like, May 29th will go, and today I told her the
Dude, the
recovery.
Mayans predicted that our world is going to end in 2012.
Marians
Yeah,
predicted,
Mayans.
Marians, what are their names?
Mayans.
Mayans.
Yeah,
Aryans
Mayans.
were
Those guys, yeah,
Aryans
they
were
predicted.
Nazi. That's a very
Oh,
different
dude,
group.
hey, what's wrong with you?
Aryans were Nazis, man.
Yeah, that's true. Nazis were Aryans, not Aryans were Nazis. I miss pizza, dude.
You
You can
can
still
order
get pizza,
pizza.
Yeah.
No, my mom doesn't let me order pizza. She's like, you get COVID. I don't mind getting COVID too. It's fine.
No, you can actually tell her Chinmai's mom let him order and they didn't
Oh
get
yeah,
COVID.
Ashish, our parents, like our moms know each other. We went to the same tuition.
Ah, cool. Like, were you guys in the same school?
You know, like
Mm,
sort
Same
No, no,
of.
tuitions.
you were in Kumarans, right?
Ella, he was in
Yeah, she was.
CBSE.
Yeah, it was in
I didn't
ICSE.
know him when he was in Kumarans though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went in the same tuition and we used to like get belted for like talking too much and like going late to class.
Yeah, we used to go late for class because we used to go and get stuff to eat from Burger King
And vada
in our
pav.
15-minute break.
Oh, dude,
Actually,
you
Vada
know they
Pav didn't
actually
make us
closed
that
that
late.
hot chips. You remember the hot chips, right?
Hot Chips, where was that?
Eh,
Oh,
the
near that
choco lava
bakery.
cake. Yeah, the
Yeah,
bakery.
they
They closed
closed
it. There's
that.
some clothes store there now. So, actually,
Are you
there's this really
serious?
nice bakery, all right. It's in Jayanagar, fourth block. It was called Hot Chips. It was right near that big bus stand thing. They had the best choco lava cake every. Like we used to go there
I
all.
wouldn't say that was the best, but
It was
it
good,
was
dude.
the
Dude,
closest to our tuitions.
7:15 in the night. You want to go for a 15-minute break from your tuition, studying physics, whatever. I think that's the best you'll get.
Or you could just go to Burger King.
Yeah, that also we
No,
did.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what made us late to the tuition.
Yeah, that's actually what made us late.
But you both passed and you're in college, so who cares at this
Yeah,
point?
we're in
Whether
PS.
you're
We
late
both
or
did
not.
electrical.
Yeah.
Where's the optimism here? I mean, is there any?
Um,
No, there's no optimism at all.
let's see if
There's
we
Especially
no.
survive
like
2020.
GD and stuff.
Bro, half year's over and not even half year, we're already dying. Some Earth's magnetic field changed, it seems I'm like, right?
Yeah, because the Earth is getting weaker. The Earth's magnetic field.
It's cool, man.
I bet there'll
It's
be
gonna
some
get
guy
better.
in Florida putting magnets and be like, I'm going to make it strong. Like, I didn't come up with that idea by myself. Just saying, I'm not that stupid yet.
Yet.
Sure.
Okay. To end this episode
Yes, I
after
am.
lots of banter,
Alright.
what's your advice for all the young DJs coming up?
Okay,
Young and new DJs.
so I basically my advice would be to first start working on your skills. You can't you can't be half-assed in this and just go and start playing to a crowd. You'll make a fool of yourself and you'll never have the confidence to go up on stage again. So work hard and build your skill first, and then go network. That's the most important thing about this industry. You have to talk to people. You have to know who the promoters are. You have to talk to them efficiently. You have to have something to provide to them. They won't just come and give you gigs. You have to give them something in order for them to give you gigs. So I would say, for yeah, so basically you would have to work on your skills first and work on your people skills next. And then when you start getting gigs and when you start DJing, you'll have to work on how to play off the crowd's reactions and how to play off the crowd's energy. You'll have to learn how to read a crowd well. Yeah, so those are the most important 3 points of being a DJ.
Chinmay, thanks for coming on the podcast with us. We had a really good time, and this was very informative. So, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear on the Basic Treble podcast, like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to see a topic, or if you'd like to join us on the podcast, do write to us, and we'll get back to you. Thank you, and have a good day.